Crypto Spaces back with another Monad update for you guys. We did still pull back, guys. We did still pull back. That's okay. That is okay. All right. If you're here for the long term, short-term price action does not matter, right? The short-term price action, the dips are for buying. That's what dips are for, right? When you see dips, that's when you DCA. That's when you dollar cost average. You didn't have 100,000 monads yet. Well, guess what? Now you could toss in $200-300 to get to your goal. Instead of buying at 3 cents, you could buy at 5 cents. I don't know how much lower we'll go, but you know the bears have are kind of winning right now for the short term, but that's okay, right? Long term, the bulls will win, and I'm super confident in that, right? Nothing obviously is guaranteed in the space, but I'm super confident long term for Monad, the bulls will win. So right now, Monad sitting at 0.02516 cent, 272 million market cap, 106 million in 24-hour volume. Volume is up 4%, which is good. So even though we're having a bit of a pullback, we're getting an increase in volume, right? Again, Monad in a great spot. Great layer one. I've used it myself. 10,000 TPS. It's super fast. No issues with like transactions. It's super cheap as well. So it's like Solana and Ethereum, fused together to make just this absolute powerhouse of a blockchain, right? We also have TradFi investors, institutional guys on CNBC investing into Monad at 2 cents. We have, Solana, for example, on their X that they've shared, like, hey, if you want to buy Monad, you could buy it on Solana, right? I think, obviously this is Coinbase's first ICO as well. I think the cards are all aligned for Monad to be successful, and I'll stick with my thesis, right? Nothing has changed. Obviously, there's going to be down days for Monad as well. And people are going to be like, oh no, it's dropping. See, look at the bears in the comment section. People are always calling it a disappointing project. People saying, oh, it's taking too long. Someone said it's a scam, right? So, I could understand why retail doesn't want to come to crypto, and I could understand why 90% of people don't do well in crypto. I truly could understand it, man. A little bit of a pullback, people already say it's disappointing and it's a scam, man. That's insane. It's hilarious. Oh my gosh, bro. Anyway, like I said, guys, 50,000 to 100,000 Monad is a great bet. Someone asked me if 50,000 is okay. Yes, it is, right? Right now, 50,000 Monad is $1,258, right? So say you have 50,000 Monad. It doesn't get to my targets, right? But it gets close. Say if Monad gets to like 60 cent, 50 cent, 30 cent. Let's lowball it and say 30 cent. You have 50,000 Monad and it goes to 30 cent, right? That's 15K from $1,230, right? To $1,258, right? For 50,000 Monad. $15,000 at 30 cent, right? Lowball my targets. Now you have $15,000 in Monad. Won't you take some profits? I would take some profits. I would probably take maybe 6K, 7K and leave in that remainder, right? Because you never know if it keeps going up. And then say, for example, say you take out half at 30 cent. Now you have 15,000 divided by 2. That's, well, not for times 2. 15,000 divided by 2 is 7,500. You take that out of the market. You keep that 7,500 into Monad, which is going to be 25,000 Monad. And if it actually gets to my target of $1 times $1, you get $25,000. So you make $7,500, which is risk-free plus profit. And then you keep in the moon bag for Valhalla. It actually gets to Valhalla. You make another 25K. Then guess what you could do? You could take 5K out, 10K out, keeping the 15K in the market into another project, and maybe keep 5K in Monad, like 10K out, 5K in Monad and 10K back in your bank account. Whatever you want to do, just be strategic, right? So it's possible. Someone said in my replies, it's not possible for you to make $1 million from crypto. I wasn't saying you make $1 million in one investment. That is extremely difficult to do. I'm saying you can make $1,000 to $1 million in crypto by compounding your gains. If you make, like I just said, you have 50,000 Monad, it goes to 30 cent from here. That's 15K. you cash out 5K, keep 10K into the market, then you maybe keep 5K in Monad and then 5K into another project. Then that other 5K in the other project goes 5x. You have 25K. Then you take some out of the market, or keep everything in the market. It's all risk free at this point. Keep that 25K in the market, and then you take 5K and put it into 5 projects, right? 5K a piece into 5 projects. One of them 10x's, one of them 5x's, one of them goes to 0. And then you keep doing that until, you make $1,000 becomes $1 million. It's possible. It is. It is possible in this space, right? But a lot of people don't have the patience. They don't have the wherewithal. They can't take this, the down days. They panic. They're emotional. So a lot of people can't pull that off, but it is possible. And this is the thing. It even is possible, right? There are people that actually can turn $1,000 to $1 million in one trade, right? Let me show you. Let me show you guys. Wait, did I retweet it? Did I retweet it? No, I didn't retweet it. Let me retweet this. Right? I did retweet it. I know why it didn't show up. So right here on Solana, right? On Solana, there was a guy that invested $371 into a meme coin on Solana called White Whale, and now it's at $1.1 million, right? From $400 to $1.1 million. This is only possible in crypto. I'm not saying you can pull that off. He's in the top 1% of the top 1%, right? His entry was 25K market cap, and he held all the way up, and obviously took some. He didn't empty. Maybe he had 2% of the supply, and he took some profits on the way up, so he could de-risk. But he only invested 400, right? So he took some profits on the way up. Maybe at after it got to if his entry is 25K market cap, extremely micro cap, maybe he got to a 500K, 700K million market cap. Then he took out some profit. It got to 10, 20, 30 mil, took out some profit. It went to 50 mil, 70 mil, took out some profit. But because he just slowly took profits, which is what you got to do. Don't full clip, don't empty your whole bag, which I don't think is a smart way to trade. It's not strategic. You slowly take profits on the way up, because you never know how high these things could go. You could turn $400 into $1 million too. 1.1 million to be exact. Insane. And this is all on chain. He's not no insider. He just bought on the open market because, he was like, oh, maybe this is a cool bet. And then he did it, and he held. took some profits on the way up. And that's how you could pull that off. So don't say it's not possible to turn $1,000 to $1 million in crypto. It is. It is possible. Now, how I'm talking about it, I'm not saying from one trade. I'm saying compounding, like one trade here, one investment here, one investment here, one investment here. This is extremely difficult to do, and I myself will never be able to do this. And majority of other people won't be either. 99% of people won't be able to pull off a trade like this. So maybe you're the person that could do it, but I know I can't do that. So just sharing with you guys, man. So, for Monad, obviously safer bet. It's not no micro cap that you could, because you see how many micro caps on these chains like Solana, etc., that go to zero. You toss some money in and they go to zero, right? So that's an enormous amount of luck and skill, honestly, right? How many coins did he buy before this was finally the one that worked, right? How many coins that he bought that went to zero before that was the one that worked? Whereas with Monad, it is a slower process, but it is still a process, right? Slow motion is better than no motion, right? I see the Gen Alpha people, the Zoomers say that. So slow motion is better than no motion, right? So you successfully invest in Monad here. You get some profits with the moves that I expect. 30 cents is very realistic from here. $1, in my opinion, is very possible. You take some profits, leave in the moon bag for Valhalla years out in the future. But you take some decent profits, and then you rotate into a next project, right? You reinvest, right? And keep doing that and just build and compound, right? So Monad in a great spot, in my opinion. Any dips, I think, is a good time to just accumulate the dips, right? And yeah, we'll just keep I'll keep the updates coming for you guys. Thank y'all so much for the support. I truly appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. As always, none of this is financial advice. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. And I'll catch you in the next